Hello there, this is Dango 1867. Hope you're feeling alright today because I am tickety boo. And this is a first for me. It is going to be a commentary about an embarrassing story which happened to me last week. Don't really do a lot of these, partly because I don't really like embarrassing myself. I always get a bit anxious about that sort of thing. But I thought this has got some hints and tips to avoid, I suppose, this happening to you. So I suppose it's a bit of a factual, helpful information video, if anything. I have to give a little bit of background before I jump into what actually happened to me last week. And I'm 32, I've got a missus, and I've got a young daughter. So I've got a young family, and the ramifications of this mean I generally am very tired. If you anyone out there with a family and kids and stuff, you know exactly what I mean, especially if you've got a young family like I have. My daughter's 2 and she's just started potty training, which, to be honest, isn't a big deal. She's doing really well. I'm very proud as a daddy should be. It also means that she has to have a potty in a room when she goes to bed. This, on the other hand, is not so good because when she's been potty training so far, she only tends to shout for her daddy to come and help her after she's finished on the potty. Which generally means, on a good night, I'm going to be out of bed at least once or twice. On a bad night, like it was on this night, I was up about 4 or 5 times. Added to the fact that my young daughter feels that 6 and 7 o'clock is a really good time to get out of bed, and my missus tends to sleep at least an hour after that, means that I'm pretty tired most of the time. So, this one day came last week where I had to actually get up and get my lazy carcass into town. Not a big deal, apart from the fact that my little girl had had a pretty bad night and I was pretty knackered. And at 6:30 in the morning, at the time we got up, I was still half asleep. So I did my usual, drank my pint of coffee, talked to some friends on Twitter, then I realised I only had 45 minutes to get into town. Not a big deal, I live quite close to town, 15 minutes on the bus. But I still needed a shower and to get sorted out, to get out of the house on time. So I run into the shower, did my usual thing, and brushed my teeth and decided I needed a Jimmy Riddle. This is not ideal timing as I still needed to use the mouthwash. Yes, the mouthwash. At this point, it should be emphasised that mouthwash is evil. So I'm thinking I can multitask. I can do this like a boss, save a few minutes. So I throw a big glug of mouthwash into my mouth, start gargling away, and start having the Jimmy Riddle. About halfway through the Jimmy Riddle, I realise that my mouth is almost too minty fresh, and I need to get rid of this mouthwash sharpish. So I've got options. The sink is to my right. I could spit at the sink, not ideal. More than likely going to get some spray back across the rest of the bathroom, and I ain't really got time to tidy it all up. Or I could gamble. I've spat into the toilet before while having a Jimmy Riddle. It's not a big deal. I can't see a major problem with that. So, while it being a bit gross, I spit the mouthwash into the toilet. Problem is, my aim's off. I'm half asleep, and I spit most of this straight down onto me todger. Yes, me todger. Not ideal, and at this time in the morning, it's a wake-up call, because this is burning really bad, and I'm in a lot of pain, and I've still got to finish weeing. Not ideal. I've also still got to get rid of the rest of the mouthwash. This time it is getting spat in the sink, because I ain't risking getting it on my todger twice, because mouthwash is evil. And you'd think, after half an hour of rinsing my genitals under a cold tap, while screaming like a big baby, I'd have learned my lesson. So we fast forward after this horrible, horrific incident, and on to the next day. I didn't have to be out of the house as early, but I was still very tired. So, same scenario, Twitter with friends, pint of coffee, shower, then mouthwash. Well, I'm not going to do the same thing twice, so I'm thinking I'll get rid of this mouthwash before I have a Jimmy Riddle. Not a problem. Learn my lesson, no more multitasking for me, unless it's something I can really control well. So, I got a big glug of mouthwash, gargling around, minty fresh, as always, and then just as I'm about to spit it into the sink, I put my head far too forward. Spit all over the sink, at which point it does a 360 back and hits me, yes, right in the eye. Now, the pain of having really cold, minty fresh mouthwash on one's genitals is bad, but getting it in your eye is a lot bloody worse. This killed. I had pink eye for most of the day. Must have looked a right state, and I spent probably a good hour rinsing with cold water before I could actually see properly. And I'll just be honest, it was bad. So everyone out there, beware the dangers of mouthwash. I hope you've enjoyed this commentary. It's just a little bit different. Please like, rate, comment, subscribe, do whatever you like, and I'll catch you all later, peeps. See you later.